PLC, I'm Katherine and I want to welcome you to our RPM show. It's finally March, so we're decked out in green. Today is National Alexander Graham Bell Day, and we'll learn some about why. And then later we will see if we can make one of the most unhealthiest favorites, the Shamrock Shake, a little healthier with our homemade version. I used to work at McDonald's, so I know how awesome this drink is. Aww. But personally, I don't think you can make it healthier. It's the last show of Mini Mr. C. Mini Mr. D starts on Monday. Mini Mr. C report cards will be going out March 15th. Hey, you know, the start of a new Mini Mr. means new students. Give our new PLC students a warm welcome and help encourage them and guide them as you can. That'd be awesome. As mentioned in our last show, several PLC students will be featured in the community-wide Black History event. They did a spectacular job, and we want to give a shout out for their participation.
Beaten, abused, dishonored. Slavery was finally abolished by the 13th Amendment in the year 1865. African Americans still have to fight to be free from white oppression today. We have to fight for equality.
The only other announcement today, if you're planning on registering for the next ACT test date, the deadline will be this week. Don't wait. You have until Wednesday to sign up for the April 14th test date, or you paid a late fee. Have a great last week and enjoy the rest of the show. Let's give a shout out to the week's birthdays.
Hey, it's Jill. Let's talk about our birthdays this week. We first want to give Gabby a shout out. Her birthday was February 28th. We also want to wish Vanessa a super happy birthday. Her birthday is tomorrow. If you have a birthday this week, you share a birthday with the actress Ava Mendes, basketball star Shaquille O'Neal, James Vanderbeek, who rose to fame playing Dawson Leary on Dawson's Creek, and Oscar Isaac, who's also known as Poe Dameron from Star Wars: The Force Awakens.
It's now time for On This Day with LuLu Donaldson.
Thank you and good morning, everybody. Welcome to On This Day with LuLu Donaldson. You all probably know what this is. And many feel that they can't be separated from this thing for even a few minutes. No. But have you ever stopped to think where all this originally started? On March 7th, we will be celebrating Alexander Graham Bell Day. It will be the anniversary of when Alexander Graham Bell received a patent for the telephone in the US. Of course, it didn't resemble anything like our smartphones today. Here to tell us about it is Alexander Graham Bell himself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alexander Graham Bell. You made a mistake before. Jolly old St. Nicholas. But no, I am not Jolly St. Nicholas. I'm Alexander Graham Bell. I created the famous telephone. Well, that is to say, the first functioning idea of one. Though, of course, at the time it was quite different than the phones you keep in your pockets today, like that one right there. Very advanced. Let me talk a little bit about myself. I was born March 3rd, 1847 in Scotland. I always liked problem solving and figuring out how to make life easier since I was just a boy. In fact, I had a total of 18 patents to my name. But of course, the telephone was my most important because it changed the way we communicate with each other. And so, I'm not gonna have time to explain all this, but right here, we have the patent. So you can find that online and figure it out yourself.
So how did you go about inventing the phone?
I was able to transmit signals over the telegraph. Several signals at one time on one telegraph line. It gave me the idea that I could be transmitting voice sounds instead of using the same concept of sound waves. Astounding, I must say.
Okay, I'd like to know what were your first words over your invention?
Let's see, the first words of my invention, because now we're talking over 100 years ago. Oh, I remember. It was, Mr. Watson, come here, I want to see you.
That's just wonderful. What did you need him for?
Well, he had a date, and like me, he's a fan of the beard, so I had to give him some advice on how to get maximum volume with his beard to impress his lady he was trying to impress.
Well, it said that you did for iPhones what Henry Ford did for our auto industry.
We appreciate having you on this show, Mr. Bill.
Oh, I'm glad to be a part of the show, and oh, you see, I got with the times. Hi, is this Mabel? She hung up on me. Oh, I'm gonna have to go talk to her. Oh, I'm stuck. I'm just gonna roll out the way I came in. Goodbye, everybody.
I am an American citizen.
I am an American citizen.
I am an American citizen.
On March 6th in 1857, we had the infamous Dred Scott decision, which was a legal ruling that declared that anyone of African descent could not be an American citizen with rights. Dred Scott was nicknamed the most famous slave in America. Long story short, Dred Scott tried to buy the freedom for his family and himself. His owner had died, but his owner's wife refused. Eventually, with the help of the wife's abolitionist sons, he was encouraged to sue for his freedom in 1847. The case went to Supreme Court, where it was ruled that Scott, being of African descent, was considered property, not a citizen, and had no right to sue. This was one of our darkest hours as a country. Eventually, he and his family were freed, but sadly, Dred died 2 years later. Property. Excuse me? How does someone in a country with every legal right be denied rights? Remember to hold tight to what you know is right. Like Henry David Thoreau, MLK, Mandela, and Malala have all said, no matter what, stick to what you know is right. Dred Scott's case influenced Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation and the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. It took Scott's bravery to stand up for his rights for someone to take notice.
March 14th is National Pie Day, and Ms. Davis is going to teach us about pie while we're eating.
Today, we're going to learn another thing about pie, okay? It's not apple pie, it's not peach pie, it's not blueberry pie. We're going to learn where the symbol pie comes from. So I want everybody to grab a measuring tape, and I want you to measure the circumference of your pie. One person be a recorder, and one person be the measurer. All right, so what did you find, Ernesia?
I thought it's like 8.5.
Yes.
Write down the diameter.
63 and a half.
So, and your diameter was what?
20.
Okay. Yours is 71 centimeters. So pi, the mathematical term pi, it is the ratio of the circumference to the diameter. So write a fraction that is the circumference over the diameter. 3.175.
Wow, that's
pretty good.
That sounds
Write that down.
The best part
What'd y'all get?
eating the pie.
All right, so what's the best part of the lesson?
Eating the pie.
Eating the pie. Okay, you ready? And that is your lesson on pie. Pie is 3.14. Okay, let's have fun.
It's never made sense like this before.
You get a bigger piece.
Whoa.
What about you, Chris? Was this exciting?
Yes.
Okay. Was this exciting to you?
Yeah.
The whole math teachers don't joke about pie. Pie is very serious. Wait a minute, I didn't get it.
It's the tastiest shake that McDonald's can make. It's as cool as a lake. And no other shake, so sure and be going to want more and more, for it makes any day taste like St. Patty's Day.
Hey, Jill here. It will be St. Patrick's Day soon. Many celebrate this occasion by indulging in one of McDonald's best sellers, the Shamrock Shake. But as famous as it is for its deliciousness, it is just as infamous for its bad health factors. Let's just take a look at the nutrition guidelines if you don't believe us. It's 820 calories. To compare, eat 1.5 Big Macs, or stuff 4 1/3 Krispy Kreme donuts in your cup, Or you could just eat 2.5 hot fudge sundaes. Now let's look at the sugar. This large Shamrock Shake has nearly 29 teaspoons of sugar. That's 115 grams. Did you know the American Health Association only recommends you intake 25 to 36 grams of sugar a day? This is on top of 34% of your daily allotment of fat. So we decided, no, what we put in our bodies is important. If we want that delicious Shamrock Shake and willing to make it at home, we've got a simple, healthy alternative for you. All you need to do to make this simple treat is in a blender. Combine 1 cup of vanilla frozen yogurt with half a cup of skim milk.
We read that you could also use almond milk or coconut milk, but we want this to taste as close to the original as possible.
Add a frozen banana, an 1/8 teaspoon of mint extract. We've got ours from Walmart, but we've seen it at Aldi and everywhere else also. It's easy to find. Okay, for the green color, we wanted to make this with spinach leaves to get the green color. We read that you could also use avocado. Some people have issues with synthetic dyes of food coloring, so we were trying to be as healthy as possible. But in testing out this recipe, we found that the spinach makes this taste more like a healthy fruit veggie smoothie. So this time, we're trying the food coloring. Blend this together, pour into cups, and add your whipped cream and cherry on top. It's a Shamrock Shake. You don't want to eat that though. Look at how much sugar it has. But we made a healthy alternative, and look how much sugar this has in comparison. Here are the other differences between our 2 milkshakes. The regular shake has 820 calories, but ours has 405 calories. The regular one has 131 grams of carbohydrates. Ours has 72 grams of carbohydrates. The regular one has 14 grams of fat. Ours has 9 grams of fat.
It's healthy for you, it must be nasty. It's good.
But it's pretty good. Well, I guess healthier is better.
Astounding, I must say.
Math teachers don't joke about pie.